theater in our performance of The Tragedy of Julius Caesar by William Shakespeare. Before we get started, the Fire Marshal of Rome asks me to remind you that in the unlikely event of an emergency, please move calmly and quietly to one of the clearly marked exits. 1 at the back of the theater, 2 at the crosswalk where you entered, and 2 stage level. There's no food nor drink in the theater. Also, no smoking nor vaping. There's no photography nor recording. Caesar has outlawed the use of electronic devices during a show. Be respectful to your fellow citizens. Please take this moment to turn off your cell phone. If you use it during intermission, please remember to turn it back off. There will be one short intermission after the Ides of March scene. Please watch your step as you leave the theater. Now, sit back, relax, and enjoy the show. Libertas!
What dost thou with thy best apparel on you, sir? What trade are you?
I am, as you would say, a cobbler. A mender of bad souls!
What trade, thou knave? Thou naughty knave, what trade?
Nay, sir, be not out with me. Yet if you be out, I can mend you.
What mean'st you by that? Mend me, thou saucy little minx?
Nay, sir, cobble you!
Thou art a cobbler, art thou?
Truly, sir. All that I buy is with the awe. I am, as you would say, a surgeon to old shoes. When they be in great danger, I mend them.
But wherefore not in thy shop today? Why dost thou lead these men about the streets?
Truly, sir, to wear out their souls, to get myself into more work. But indeed, sir, we make the holiday to see Caesar and rejoice in his triumph!
Oh, you hard hearts! You cruel men of Rome! Knew you not Pompey?
Who is Pompey? Moo!
Many a time and oft have you climbed up to walls and battlements, to towers and windows, yea, to chimney tops, your infants in your arms. And there have sat the livelong day with patient expectation to see the great Pompey pass the streets of Rome. And when you saw his chariot but appear, have you not made an universal shout? Woo! And do you now put on your best attire? And do you now call out a holiday? And do you now strew flowers in his way that comes in triumph over Pompey's blood? Be gone! Run to your houses! Fall upon your knees! Pray to the gods to intermit the plague that needs must light on this ingratitude. Go, go, good countrymen! And for this fault, assemble all the poor men of your sort.
Go, go, assemble, assemble.
Draw them to the Tiber banks and weep your tears into the channel till the lowest stream do kiss the most exalted shores of all. See whether their basest metal be not moved. They vanish tongue-tied in their guiltiness. Go, all of you, down towards the Capitol. Disrobe the images, if you do find them decked with ceremonies.
Disrobe the images? You know it is the feast of Lupercal.
It is no matter. Let no images be hung with Caesar's trophies.
I'll chase the vulgar from the streets. So do you too when you perceive them thick.
These growing feathers plucked from Caesar's wing will make him fly an ordinary pitch. Who else will soar above the view of men and keep us all in servile fearfulness?
Calpurnia!
Caesar speaks!
Forget not in your high speed that you shall be dogged by Antonius. Antonius! 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 Caesar, my lord. Forget not in your high speed to touch Calpurnia, for our elders say the Baron, touched in this high speed, shake off their sterile curse.
I shall remember. When Caesar says do this, it is performed.
Sit on and leave no ceremony out. Huh? Who calls?
Bid every noise be still, peace yet again. Who is it in the press that calls on me? I hear a tongue shriller than all the music cry Caesar. Speak! Caesar has turned to hear.
What woman is that?
Soothsayer bids you beware the Ides of March.
Set her before me. Let me see her face. Woman, come from the throng.
Look upon Caesar.
What sayest thou? Speak once again.
Beware the Ides of March!
She is a dreamer! Let us leave her. Pass. You not see the order of the course?
Not I.
I pray you do.
I am not gamesome. I do lack some part of that quick spirit that is in Antony. Let me not hinder, Cassius, your desires. I'll leave you.
Brutus, I do observe you. No. I have not from your eyes that same gentleness and show of love as I was wont to have.
Cassius, be not deceived. Vexed I am of late with passions of some difference, which give some soil perhaps to my behaviors. But let not therefore my good friends be grieved, among which number, Cassius, be you one.
Tell me, good Brutus, can you see your face?
No, Cassius, for the eye sees not itself by reflection, by some other things.
Tis just. It is very well lamented, Brutus, that you have no such mirrors as will turn your hidden worthiness into your eye, that you may see your shadow. I have heard many of the best respects in Rome, expect immortal Caesar, speaking of Brutus and groaning under this age's yoke, have wished that noble Brutus had his eyes.
Into what dangers would you lead me, Cassius, that you would have me seek into myself for that which is not in me?
Brutus, be prepared to hear. And as you know, you cannot see yourself so well as by reflection. I, your glass, will turn your hidden worthiness into your eye. Be not suspicious of me, noble Brutus.
What means this shouting? I do fear the people choose Caesar for the king.
I do fear it? Then must I think you would not have it so?
I would not, Cassius, yet I love him well. But wherefore do you hold me here so long? What is it that you would impart to me? If it ought be toward the general good, set honor in one eye and death in the other, and I will look upon both indifferently. For the gods so speed me, as I love the name of honor more than I fear death.
Well, honor is subject to my sin. I know not what you or other men think of this life, but for my single self I had as lief not to live to be in awe of such a thing as myself. I was born free of Caesar. So were you. We both fed as well. We have both endured the winter's cold as well as he. This man is now become a god. Cassius is a wretched creature who has beaten his body. Caesar doth but carelessly nod on him. He did have a fever when he was in Spain. And when the fit was on him, I did mark. He did shake. 'Tis true, this God did shake. His lips did from their color fly, and that same eye whose being doth awe the world did lose its luster. Doth amaze me that a man of such feeble temper should so get the start of the majestic world and bear the palm alone.
Another general shout. I do believe that these applauses are for some new honors that are heaped on Caesar.
Why, man, this man is now become a colossus who strides the narrow world. And we, petty men, must peep about under his huge legs to find ourselves dishonorable graves. Men at some times are masters of their fate. The fault, dear Brutus, is not in our stars, but in ourselves, that we are underlings. Brutus and Caesar. What should be in that name, Caesar? Why should that name be sounded more than yours? Write them, yours is a fair name. Sound them, it doth become the mouth as well. Weigh them, it is as heavy. Conjure with them, Brutus will strike up a spirit as soon as Caesar. Now, in the name of all the gods at once, upon what meat doth this our Caesar feed, that he is grown so great? Age, thou art shamed. Rome, thou hast lost a breed of noble bloods. Oh, you and I have heard our fathers say, there was a Brutus once, who would have brooked the eternal devil than to give up his state in Rome as easily as a king.
That you do love me, I am nothing jealous. What you would work me to, I have some aim, how I have thought of this and of these times. I shall recount you after. For this present, I would not be any further moved. I will consider what you have said. Till then, my noble friend, chew upon this. Brutus had rather be a villager than to repute himself a son of Rome under these hard conditions as this time is like to lay upon us.
I'm glad that my weak words struck thus much show of fire from Brutus.
The games are done, and Caesar is returning.
As they pass by, pluck Casca by the sleeve, and he will, after his sour fashion, tell you what hath perchance worthy note today.
I will do so. But look you, Cassius. The angry spot doth glow on Caesar's brow, and all the rest look like a chidden train. Calpurnia's cheek is pale, and Ligarius looks with such ferret and such fiery eyes as we have seen him in the Capitol, being crossed in conference by some senators.
Casca, tell us what the matter is.
You pulled me by the coat. Would you speak with me?
Aye, Casca. Tell us what hath chanced that Caesar looks so sad.
Why, you were with him, were you not?
I should not then ask Casca what hath chanced.
Why, there was a crown offered him. And being offered him, he put it by with the back of his hand, thus, and then the people fell a shouting.
What was the second noise for?
Why, for that too.
They shouted thrice. What was the third noise for?
Why, for that too.
Was the crown offered him thrice?
Aye, marry, lust. He put it by thrice, every time gentler than the other. And at every putting by, mine honest neighbors shouted.
Who offered him the crown?
Why, Antony.
Tell us the manner of it, gentle Casca.
I can as well be hanged as tell the manner of it. It was mere foolery, I did not mark it. I saw Mark Antony offer him a crown, yet it was not a crown either, it was one of these coronets. And, as I told you, he put it by once, but, for all that to my thinking, he would fain have had it. Then he offered it to him again, he put it by again, but, to my thinking, he was very loath to lay his fingers on it. Then he offered it the third time, he put it the third time by, and still, as he refused it, the rabblement hooted and clapped their chapped hands and threw up their sweaty nightcaps and uttered such a great deal of stinking breath, all because Caesar had refused the crown, that it had almost choked Caesar, for he swooned and fell down at it. But, for mine own part, I durst not laugh for fear of opening my lips and receiving the bad air.
But soft, pray you, what did Caesar swoon?
He fell down in the marketplace, and foamed at the mouth, and was speechless.
'Tis very like he hath the falling sickness.
No, Caesar hath it not. But you and I and gentle Casca, we had the falling sickness.
I know not what you mean by that, but I'm sure Caesar did fall. If the tag rag people did not clap him and hiss him according as he pleased and displeased them, as they used to do the players in the theater, I am no true man.
What said he when he came unto himself?
Mary, before he fell, when he perceived the common herd was glad he had refused the crown, he plucked me off his doublet and offered him his throat to cut. And had I been a man of any occupation, I would not have taken him at a word. I would I might go to hell among the rogues. And so, he fell. When he came to himself again, he asked that if he had said or done anything amiss, that he desired their worshippers to think it was his infirmity. 3 or 4 women, wenches, from where I stood, cried, "Alas, good soul!" and forgave him with all their hearts, but there is no heed to be taken of them. If Caesar had stabbed their mothers, they would have done no less.
And after that he came thus sat away?
Aye,
Did Cicero say anything?
aye, he spoke Greek.
To what effect?
Nay, and I tell you that, I'll ne'er look you in the face again. But those that understood him smiled at one another and shook their heads. But, for mine own part, it was Greek to me. Very well, both. There was more foolery yet, if I could remember it.
Will you sup with me tonight, Casca?
No, I'm promised forth.
Will you dine with me tomorrow?
If I be alive, and your mind whole, and your dinner worth the eating.
I will expect you.
What a blunt man has this grown to be. He was quick metal when he went to school.
Is he now in execution of any bold or noble enterprise? But he puts on this tardy form, this rudeness, is a sauce to his good wit, which gives him his stomach to digest his words with better appetite.
And so it is. For this time I will leave you. Tomorrow, if you please to speak with me, I will come home to you. Or, if you will, come home to me, and I will wait for you.
Till then, think of the world. Well, Brutus, thou art noble yet. I see thy honorable mantle may be wrought from that which it is disposed. Therefore it is meant that men keep ever with their likes. For who's so firm that cannot be seduced? Caesar doth bear me hard, but he loves Brutus. If I were Brutus and he were Cassius, I would not humor me. I will tonight in his window throw writings. It's written in several hands, tending to the great opinion which Rome holds of his name. Wherein obscurely Caesar's name shall be glanced at. Let him see them sure, for we will break it, or worse days endure. Antonius.
Caesar.
Let me have men about me that are fat. Sleek-headed men, such as sleep o' nights. Yon Cassius has a lean and hungry look. Therefore is he very dangerous.
Fear him not, Caesar. He's not dangerous. He's a noble Roman and well given.
Would he were fatter, but I fear him not. Yet, if my name were liable to fear, I do not know the man I should avoid so soon as that spare Cassius. He reads much, he is a great observer, he sees quite through the deeds of men. He loves no plays as thou dost, Antonius, and seldom he smiles. Such men as he be never at heart's ease whilst they behold a greater than themselves. And therefore are they very dangerous.
What night is this?
Very pleasing night to honest men.
Whoever knew the heavens meant so? Are you not moved, and all the sway of earth shakes like a thing infirm? O Cassius, I have seen tempests when the scalding winds have bribed the naughty oaks, and I have seen the ambitious ocean swell and rage and foam to be exalted with the threatening clouds, but never till tonight, never till now did I go through a tempest-dropping fire. Either there is civil strife in heaven, or else the world too saucy with the gods and senses them to destruction.
Have you ever seen anything more wonderful?
Against the capital I met a lion, who glared upon me and went surely by without annoying me. And there were drawn up on a heap 100 ghastly women, transformed with their fear, who swore they saw men in fire walk up and down the streets. And yesterday, the bird of night did sit even at noonday upon the marketplace, hooting and shrieking. When these prodigies do so conjoin me, let not me say, these are their reasons, they are natural. I believe they are a pretentious thing, and the climate that they point upon.
Indeed, it is a strange disposed time. But men may construe things after their fashion, clean from the purpose of the things themselves.
It is the part of men to fear and tremble when the gods do by token send such dreadful heralds to astonish us. This disturbed sky is not to walk in.
You are dull, Casca. And those sparks of life which ought to be in a Roman, you do want, or else you use not. Now could I name to thee a man most like this dreadful night? Lightnings, thunders, roars, opens graves, as doth the lion in the cavern. A man no greater than thyself or me. In personal action, yet prodigious growth, and fearful as these strange eruptions are.
'Tis Caesar that you mean, is it not, Cassius?
Let it be who it is.
They say the senators tomorrow mean to establish Caesar as king. He will wear his crown by sea and land in every place save here in Italy.
I know where I will wear this dagger then. Cassius from bondage will deliver Cassius.
So can I. So every bondman in his own hand bears the power to cancel his captivity.
What trash is Rome? What rubbish and what awful when it serves to illuminate so vile a thing as Caesar. O Greece, where hast thou led me? I may perhaps speak this before a willing bondsman. Then I know mine answer must be made.
You speak to Casca, and to such a man that is no clearing telltale. Hold my hand. Be factious for redress of all these griefs, and I will send this foot of mine as far as you goes furthest.
There's a bargain made. Now, know you, Casca, I have moved already some of the noblest-minded Romans to undergo an enterprise, dangerous, honorable consequence.
Stand close a while, for here comes one in haste.
Sit up. I know him by his gait. His friend. Sit up. Where haste you so?
Why not you? Who's that?
Casca, one incorporate to our tips. Am I not stateful?
I'm glad not. There's 2 or 3 of us. Seem strange sights. What a fearful night it is.
Am I not stateful? Tell me.
Yes, you are. Oh, Cassius, if you could but win the noble Brutus to our party.
You content, good sinner. Take this letter. Look you lay it to the praetor's share, where Brutus might find it. Throw this in his window. Set this up with wax at old Brutus' statue. All this done, repair to Pompey's theater, where you shall find us.
I'll display these papers as you bade me.
Repair to Pompey's porch. Now, Casca, you and I will yet ere day see Brutus at his house. 3 parts of the man are ours already. And the man, and on our next encounter, the man entire, go to Mars.
Oh, he sits high in all the people's hearts, and that which would appear offense in us, his countenance, like a richest alchemy, will change to virtue into worthiness.
taper burneth in her closet, sir. Searching the window for a flint, I found this paper, thus sealed up, and I'm sure it did not lie there when I went to bed.
It's not tomorrow the Ides of March.
I know not, sir.
Look in the calendar and bring me word.
I will, sir.
Brutus, thou sleepest. Awake and see thyself. Shall Rome, etc., speak, strike, redress? Brutus, thou sleepest. Awake. Such instigations have often been dropped, where I have took them up. Since Cassius first did wet me against Caesar, I have not slept. Shall Rome, etc.? Thus must I piece it out. Shall Rome stand under one man's awe? What Rome? My ancestors did from the streets of Rome the Tarquin drive when he was called a king. Speak, strike, redress? Am I entreated to speak and strike? O Rome, I make thee promise, if the redress will follow, thou receivest thy full petition at the hand of Brutus. It must be by his death. And for my part, I know no personal cause to spurn at him, but for the general, he would be crowned. How that might change his nature, there's the question. It is the bright day that brings forth the adder, and that craves wary walking. Crown him that, and then I grant we put a sting in him that at his will he may do danger with. The abuse of greatness is when it disjoins remorse from power. And to speak truth of Caesar, I have not known when his affection swayed more than his reason, but 'tis a common proof that lowliness is young ambition's ladder, where to the climber upward turns his face, but when he once attains the utmost round, he then unto the ladder turns his back, looks in the clouds, scorning the base degrees by which he did ascend. So Caesar may. Then, lest he may, prevent. And since the quarrel were bare no color for the thing he is, fashion it thus, that what he is, augmented, would run to these and these extremities, and therefore think him as a serpent's egg, which, hatched, would, as its kind, grow mischievous, and kill him in the shell.
Sir, March has wasted 14 days.
'Tis good. Go to the gate, somebody knocks. Between the acting of a dreadful thing and the first motion, all the interim is like a phantasma or a hideous dream. The genius and the mortal instruments are then in council, in the state of man like to a little kingdom, suffers then the nature of an insurrection.
Sir, 'tis your brother Cassius at the door who doth desire to see you.
Is he alone?
No, sir, there are more with him.
Do you know them?
I know not, sir. Their hood are pulled about their ears, and half their faces buried in their cloaks, that by no means I may discover them by any mark of favor.
Let him enter. They are the faction. Oh, conspiracy! Shamest thou to show thy dangerous brow by night, when evil's almost free? Oh, then by day, where wilt thou find a cavern dark enough to mask thy monstrous visage? Seek none, conspiracy. Hide it in smiles and affability.
Tomorrow, Brutus. believe we are too bold upon your rest. Do we trouble you?
I have been up this hour awake all night. Know I these Romans that come along with you?
Aye, every one of them. And no one of them but honors you. And every one doth hold that opinion which every noble Roman bears. This is Trebonius.
He is welcome hither.
This, Decius.
She is welcome too.
This, Castor. This, Cinna. This, Metellus.
They are all welcome hither. What watchful cares do interpose themselves betwixt your eyes and night?
Shall I entreat a word?
Here lies the east. Doth not the day break here?
No. Oh, pardon, sir, it doth, and yon grey lines that fret the clouds are messengers of day.
You shall confess that you were both deceived. Here, as I point my sword, the sun arises, which is a great way growing on the south, playing the youthful season of the year. Some 2 months hence, up higher towards the north, he first presents his fire, and the high east, which stands as the capital, directly here.
Give me your hands, all over, one by one.
Let us swear a resolution.
No, not an oath. We should not now stain the even virtue of our enterprise, nor the insuppressive metal of our spirits. To think that, or our cause, or our performance, did need an oath. When every drop of blood that every Roman bears, and nobly bears, is guilty of a several bastardy, if he do break the smallest particle of any promise that hath passed from him.
Or what of Cicero? Shall we sound him? I think he will stand very strongly with us.
Let us not leave him out.
No, by no means.
Oh, let us have him, for his little hairs will push us a good opinion, and by men's voices to commend our deeds. It shall be said, his judgment ruled our hands. Our youths and wildness shall no wit appear, but all be buried in his gravity.
Oh, name him not. Let's not break with him, for he will never follow anything that other men begin.
Indeed, he is not fit.
Shall no man else be touched but only Caesar?
Theseus, well urged. I think it is not fit that Mark Antony, so well beloved of Caesar, should outlive Caesar. Therefore, when Mark Antony and Caesar die together,
Our course will seem too bloody, Caius Cassius, to cut the head off and then hack the limbs like wrath and death and envy afterwards. For Antony is but a limb of Caesar. Let us be sacrificers, but not butchers, Caius. We all sin up against the spirit of Caesar, and in the spirit of men there is no blood. Oh, that we then could come by Caesar's spirit and not dismember Caesar. But alas, Caesar must bleed for it. And, gentle friends, let's kill him boldly, but not wrathfully. Let's carve him as a dish fit for the gods, not hew him as a carcass fit for hounds. And as our hearts, as subtle masters do, stir up their servants to an act of rage, and after seem to chide them. This shall make our purpose necessary, but not envious, which, so appearing to the common eyes, we shall be called perjurers, not murderers. And for Mark Antony, think not of him, for he can do no more than Caesar's arm when Caesar's head is off.
yet I fear him, for the engrafted love he bears of Caesar.
Alas, Cassius, do not think of him. If he loves Caesar, all that he can do is, to himself, take thought and die for Caesar. And that very much he should, for he is given to sports, to wildness, and much company.
There is no fear in him. Let him not die, for he will live and laugh at this hereafter.
Peace, got the clock.
Clock hath stricken 3. 'Tis time to part. Yet, it's doubtful yet whether Caesar will come forth today or no. For he is superstitious, born of late.
It may be. His apparent prodigies, the unaccustomed terror of the night, might hold him from the capital today.
Never fear that. Let me work, for I can give his humor the true bent, and I will bring him to the capital.
Nay, we will all go and fetch him. By the 8th hour, fail not then.
The morning comes upon us.
Brutus, we will leave you. Disperse, friends. Do not forget what you have said today. Make yourselves true Romans.
Good gentles, look fresh and merrily. Let not our looks put on our purpose, but bear it, as our Roman actors do, with untired spirits and formal constancy. So, good morrow to you, everyone. Lucius? Fast asleep? 'Tis no matter. Enjoy the honey-heavy dew of slumber. Thou hast no figures, nor no fantasies which busy care draws in the brains of men. Therefore thou sleepest so sad.
Brutus, my lord.
Ha! Portia, what mean you? Wherefore rise you now? It is not for your health thus to commit your weak condition to the raw-cold morning.
Nor for yours neither. You've ungently, Brutus, stole from my bed, and yesternight at supper, you suddenly arose and walked about, musing and sighing with your arms across. And when I asked you what the matter was, you answered not, but you impatiently scratched your head and too impatiently stamped with your foot. Yet I insisted that you answered not, but with an angry wafture of your hand gave sign for me to leave you. So I did, fearing to strengthen that impatience which seemed too much enkindled, and withal hoping it was but an effect of humor which hath this hour with every man. It will not let you eat, nor talk, nor sleep, and hath it so much effect upon your shape, as it hath much prevailed upon your condition. I should not know you, Brutus. Dear my lord, make me acquainted with your cause of grief.
I am not well in health, and that is all.
Brutus is wise, and were he not in health, he would embrace the means to come by it.
Why, so I do. Good Portia, go to bed.
Is Brutus sick? And will he walk unbraced, sucking up the humors of the dank morning? What, is Brutus sick? And will he steal from his wholesome bed and dare the vile contagion of the night to add into his sickness? No, my Brutus. You have some sick offense within your mind, which by the right and virtue of my place I ought to know of. So on my knees I charm you, by my once commended beauty and by all your vows of love, and by that great vow that it incorporate and make us one. Unfold to me yourself, your half, why you are heavy.
Kneel not, gentle Portia.
I should need not kneel if you were gentle, Brutus. Within the bonds of marriage, tell me, Brutus, is it expected that I should know no secrets that appertain to you? Dwell I but in the suburbs of your good pleasure? If it be no more, Portia is Brutus's harlot, not his wife.
You are my true and honorable wife. As dear to me as are the ruddy drops that visit my sad heart.
If this were true, then I should know this secret. I grant you I am a woman, but a woman Lord Brutus took to wife. I grant you I am a woman, but a woman well reputed, Cato's daughter. Think you I'm no stronger than my sex, being so fathered and so husbanded? Tell me your counsels, I will not disclose them. I made sure of my constancy, giving myself a voluntary wound here in the thigh. Think you I can bear that with patience and not my husband's secrets?
Oh, ye gods, render me worthy of this noble life. Portia, go in a while. And by thy bosom shall partake the secrets of my heart. All my engagements I will construe to thee. All the meaning of my serious looks.
Heaven nor earth hath been at peace tonight. Thrice hath Calpurnia cried out, "Help, ho, they murder Caesar!" Who's within?
My lord.
Go bid the priests do present sacrifice, and bring me their opinions of success.
I will, my lord.
Caesar, what mean you? Think you to walk forth? You shall not stir out of your house today.
Caesar shall forth. The things that threaten me never looked but on my back, for when they see the face of Caesar, they are vanished.
Oh, Caesar,
I never stood on ceremonies yet. Now they frighten me. There is one within. Besides the things that we have heard and seen recounts most horrid sights seen by the watch. A lioness hath whelped in the streets, and graves have yawned and yielded up their dead. Fierce fiery warriors have fought upon the clouds, and ranks and squadrons in right form of war, which drizzled blood upon the capital. All the noise of battle riddled in the air, horses did neigh and dying men did groan, and ghosts did shriek and squeal about the streets. Oh, Caesar, these things are beyond all use, and I too fear them.
What can be avoided whose end is purposed by the mighty gods? Yet Caesar shall forth, for these predictions are to the world in general as they are to Caesar.
When beggars die, there are no comets seen. The heavens themselves blaze forth the death of princes.
Cowards die many times before their death. The valiant never taste of death but once. Of all the wonders I yet have heard, it seems to me most strange that men should fear, seeing that death, a necessary end, will come when it will come. What say the augurs?
The augurs would not have you stir forth today, plucking the entrails of an offering forth. They could not find a heart within the beast.
The gods do this in shame of cowardice, for they know that Caesar would be a beast without a heart if he were to stay at home today for fear. Danger knows full well that Caesar is more dangerous. We are two lions littered in one day, and I, the elder, and more terrible. And Caesar shall stir forth.
Alas, my lord, your wisdom is consumed in confidence. Do not go forth today. Call it my fear that keeps you in the house and not your own. We'll send Mark Antony to the Senate house, and he shall say that you are not well. Let me upon my knee prevail in this.
Mark Antony shall say I am not well, and for thy humor I will stay at home. Here's Decius. She shall tell them so.
Caesar, all hail. Good morrow, worthy Caesar. I come to fetch you to the Senate house.
And you are come in very happy time to bring my greeting to the senators, and to tell them I will not come. Cannot is false, and dare not falser. I will not come, Decius. Tell them so.
Say he is sick.
Shall Caesar send a lie? I will not come, Decius. Tell them.
Most mighty Caesar, let me know some cause, lest I be laughed at when I tell them so.
Cause is in my will. I will not come. That is enough to satisfy the Senate. But for thy private satisfaction, and because I love thee, I will let you know my wife stays me at home today.
I dreamt tonight I saw his statue, which like a fountain with 100 spouts did run, pure blood. And many lusty Romans came smiling and did bathe their hands in it. And for these do I apply for warnings and portents and evils imminent, and on my knees have begged that he will stay at home today.
The stream is all a misinterpreted. It was a vision, fair and fortunate. Your statue spouting blood in many pipes, in which so many smiling Romans bathe, signifies that from you great Rome shall suck reviving blood, and great men shall press for tinctures, stains, relics, and cognizance. This, by Calpurnia's dream, is signified.
In this way have you well expounded.
I have, when you have heard what I can say. Know it now, the Senate have concluded to give the state a crown to mighty Caesar. If Caesar send word and will not come, their minds may change. Besides, who are mocked after you rendered for someone to say, break up the Senate till another time when Caesar's wife shall meet with better dreams. Caesar hide himself. Shall they not whisper, lo, Caesar is afraid. Pardon me, Caesar, for my dear, dear love to our proceeding bids me tell you this, and reason to my love is liable.
How foolish do your fears seem now, Calpurnia. Give me my robe, for I will go. Here's Popilius in good time. Welcome, Popilius.
Good morrow, Caesar.
What? Brutus, are you stirred so early, too? Good morrow, Casca, Caius Ligarius. Caesar was never so much your enemy as that same hour which happened to make you lean. What is it o'clock?
Caesar, 'tis struck at 8.
I thank thee for thy pains and courtesies. Now, Antony, that rebel's long o' nights is now withstanding up. Good morrow, Antony.
So too, most noble Caesar.
I bid them prepare within. I am to blame to be thus waited for. Now, Casca, now, Cinna, what, Trebonius, I have an hour's talk in store for you today. Remember that you call on me. Be near me, that I may remember you.
Caesar, I will.
And so near will I be that your best friend shall wish I had been further.
Good friends, go in and taste some wine with me, and we, like friends, will straightway go together.
that every like is not the same, O Caesar! The heart of Brutus yearns to think upon.
Caesar, beware of Brutus. Take heed of Cassius. Come not near Cassius. Have an eye of and trust not Julius. Mark well, son. Decius loves thee not. That's wrong, Megarius. There is but one mind in all these men, and it is bent against Caesar. If thou canst not avoid him, look about yourself. Security gives way to conspiracy. The mighty gods defend me. Here will I stand till Caesar pass along, and as I sooner will I give him this. My heart laments that virtue cannot live out of the teeth of emulation. Thou be this, O Caesar, thou mayest live, not the fate of traitors to contrive.
If it would please Caesar be so good as to hear me, I so beseech him to befriend himself. I know what harms there may be, much that I fear may pass. I'll get into a place more appointed there. Speak to great Caesar as he comes along.
The eyes and hearts are up.
Ah, Caesar, but not gone.
I pray you, read this.
Rome is not desiring no reader to rest in this humble suit.
Oh, Caesar, read mine first, for mine suit that touches Caesar here.
Read it, great Caesar.
What touches us ourselves shall be last, sir.
Delay not, Caesar.
Read it instantly.
What? Are these the wrong path?
Sing rock and place.
Put your two positions in the streets. Come to the captain.
Fear our purpose is discovered. Cast be sudden, for we fear prevention. Brutus, what shall be done? This be known, neither Cassius nor Caesar will turn back. I will slay myself.
Cassius, be constant. The look. He smiles. See, Caesar doth not change.
Q. Trebonius knows his time. He draws Mark Antony out of the way.
Where's Cimber? Let him go and presently prefer his suit to Caesar.
He is addressed. Press near and second him.
Castra, you are the first that rears your head.
Are we all ready? What is now amiss such that Caesar and his senate must redress?
Most high, most mighty, and most puissant Caesar, Metellus Cimber throws before thy seat an humble heart.
I must prevent these, Cimber. These couchings and lowly courtesies might fire the blood of ordinary men, and turn preordinance and first decree into the law of children. Be not fond to think that Caesar bears such rebel blood that will be thawed from that true quality which would melt of fools. Thy brother by decree is banished. If thou dost bend and pray and fawn for him, I'll spurn thee like a cur out of my way. No, Caesar doth not wrong, nor without cause will he be satisfied.
Is there no voice more worthy than my own to sound more sweetly in great Caesar's ear for the repealing of my banished brother?
I take thy hand, but not in flattery, Caesar, desiring thee that Publius Cimber may have an immediate freedom of repeal.
What, Brutus?
Pardon, Caesar. Caesar, pardon. As low as to thy foot doth Cassius fall, to make enfranchisement for Publius Cimber.
I could be well moved if I were as you. If I could pray to move, prayers would move me. But I am as constant as the northern star, of whose true fixed and resting quality there is no fellow in the firmament. The skies are painted with unnumbered sparks, they are all fire, and every one doth shine. But there's but one, and all doth hold his place. So in the world, 'tis furnished well with men, and men are flesh and blood and apprehensive. Yet in the number, I do know but one that unassailable holds his rank unshaked of motion, and that I am he. Let me a little show it, even in this, that I was constant, Cimber should be banished, and constant do remain to keep him so.
Oh, Caesar!
Heads wilt thou lift up Olympus?
Great Caesar!
Doth not Brutus bootless kneel?
Speak hands for me!
Et tu, Brute. Then fall, Caesar.
Liberty! Freedom! Tyranny is dead! Run hence! Proclaim! Cry it out the streets!
Some to the components! Cry out! Peace, liberty, and enfranchisement!
People and senators, be not affrighted. Fly not, stand stiff, ambition's debt is paid.
Go to the pulpit, Brutus!
Cassius too!
Stand fast, lest the friend of Caesar's a chance!
Do so, and let no man abide this deed, but we the doers.
Men, wives, and children stare. Cry out and run as if it were doomsday.
Fates, we will know your pleasures that we shall die, we know 'tis but the time and drawing days out that men stand upon.
Why, he that cuts off 20 years of life, cuts off so many years of fearing death.
Grant that, and then is death a benefit? So are we Caesar's friends who abridge his time of fearing death. Stoop, Roman, stoop, and let us bathe our hands in Caesar's blood up to the elbows and besmear our blades. Then walk we forth even to the marketplace, and waving our red weapons o'er our heads, let's all cry, peace, freedom, and liberty!
Stoop then, and wash. How many ages hence shall this our lofty scene be acted over, and nations unborn and accents yet unknown?
How many times shall Caesar bleed in sport, that now on Pompey's basis lies along no worthier than the dust?
So oft as that shall be, so oft shall we be called the men who gave their country liberty.
What? Shall we forth?
Aye, every man away. Brutus shall lead us, and we shall grace his heels with the boldest and best hearts of Rome.
Soft! Who comes here?
It's Mark Antony.
Brutus, I kneel, and being prostrate, I say, Brutus is noble, wise, valiant, and honest. Caesar was mighty, bold, royal, and loving. I do love Brutus, and I honor him. I did fear Caesar, honored him, and loved him. If Brutus will vouchsafe that I, Antony, may safely come to him, be resolved how Caesar hath deserved to lie in death, then I myself will not love Caesar dead so well as Brutus living, but will follow the fortunes and affairs of the noble Brutus through the hazards of this untrod state with all true faith.
Antony is a wise and valiant Roman. I never thought him worse. Antony, so please you come into this place. You shall be satisfied, and by my honor, depart untouched. I know that we shall have you well to friend.
I wish we may, but yet I've a mind that fears him much. My mind calls shrewdly to the purpose.
Welcome, Mark Antony.
O mighty Caesar, dost thou lie so low? Are all thy conquests, triumphs, glories, spoils struck to this little measure? Fare thee well. I know not, gentlemen, what you intend. Who else must be let blood? Who else's rank? If I myself, there is no hour so fit as Caesar's death hour, nor no instrument of half that worth as those your swords, made rich with the most noble blood of all this world. I do beseech ye, if you bear me hard, now whilst your purpled hands do reek and smoke, fulfill your pleasure. Live 1,000 years. I shall not find myself so apt to die. No place will please me so. No mean of death, as here by Caesar, and by you, cut off, choice and master spirits of this age.
Oh, Antony, beg not your death of us, though we must now appear bloody and cruel as by our hands, and this our present act you see we do. Yet see you but our hands, and this the bleeding business they have done. Our hearts you see not. They are pitiful, and pity to the general wrong of Rome, as fire drives out fire, so pity, pity, hath done this deed on Caesar. For your part, to you, our blades have leaden points. Mark Antony, our arms in strength of malice, and our hearts of brother's temper do receive you in with all kind love, good thoughts, and reverence.
Our rights will be the same as any man's in disposing of new dignities.
Only be patient till we have appeased the multitude, beside themselves with fear. Then we will deliver you the cause. Why, I, that did love Caesar when I struck him thus, have thus proceeded.
I doubt not of your wisdom. Let each man render me his bloody hand. First, Marcus Brutus, will I shake with you. Next, Caius Cassius, do I take your hand. Now yours, Cassius. Yours, Metellus. Yours, Ligarius. Yours, Cinna. Yours, Eusebius. Yours, Appius. Though last, not last in love. Yours, good Trebonius. Alas, what shall I say? My credit now stands on such slippery ground that one of two bad ways you must conceit me. Either a coward or a flatterer. That I did love Caesar. Oh, 'tis true. Then thy spirit look upon us now. Shall it not grieve thee dearer than thy death to see thy Anthony making his peace, shaking the bloody fingers of thy foes, most noble in the presence of thy corpse?
Mark Antony!
Pardon me, Caius Cassius. The enemies of Caesar shall say this. Then in a friend, it is called modesty.
Blame you not for praising Caesar so. But what compact mean you to have this? Are you to be pricked in the number of our friends, or shall we on, and not depend on you?
Friends, am I with you all and love you all? Upon this hope that you shall give me reasons why and wherein Caesar was dangerous.
Or else were this a savage spectacle. Our reasons are so full of good regard that, were you, Antony, son of Caesar, you should be satisfied.
That's all I seek. And am moreover suitor that I may produce his body to the marketplace, and in the pulpit, as becomes a friend, speak in the order of his funeral.
You shall, Mark Antony.
A word, Brutus. Do not consent that Antony speak in his funerals. Know you how the people may be moved by that which you utter.
By your pardon, I will myself into the pulpit first and show the reason of our Caesar's death. What Antony shall speak, I will protest he speaks by leave and by permission, and that we are contented. And Caesar shall have all true rights and lawful ceremonies. It shall advantage more than do us wrong.
Know not what may befall. I like it not.
Mark Antony, here, take you Caesar's body. You shall not, in your funeral speech, blame us, but speak all good you can devise of Caesar, and say you do it by our permission. Else shall you not have any hand at all about his funeral. And you shall speak in the same pulpit whereto I am going, after my speech is ended.
Be it so. I do desire no more.
Prepare the body then, and follow us.
Oh, Caesar!
You serve Octavius Caesar, do you not?
I do, Mark Antony.
Caesar did write for him to come to Rome.
He did receive his letters. He is coming. He bid me to say to you by word of mouth.
Thy heart is big. Get thee apart and weep. Passion, I see, is catching for thine eyes, seeing those beads of sorrow stand in thine. Began to water. Is thy master coming?
He lies tonight within 7 leagues of Rome.
Post back with speed, and tell him what hath chanced. Here is a mourning room, a dangerous room. No room of safety for Octavius yet. Hie hence, and tell him so. Oh, pardon me, thou bleeding piece of earth, that I am meek and gentle with these butchers. Thou art the ruins of the noblest man that ever lived in the tide of times. Woe to the hand that shed this costly blood over thy wounds. Now do I prophesy which, like dumb mouths, do ope their ruby lips to beg the voice and utterance of my tongue. A curse shall light upon the limbs of men. Domestic fury and fierce civil strife shall cumber all the parts of Italy. Blood and destruction shall be so in use, and dreadful objects so familiar that mothers shall but smile when they behold their infants quartered with the hands of war. All pity, choked with custom of fell deeds. And Caesar's spirit, ranging for revenge, with Ate by his side, come hot from hell, shall in these confines with a monarch's voice cry havoc, and let slip the dogs of war!
Satisfied.
We will be satisfied! We will be satisfied!
Let us be satisfied.
I will hear Brutus speak! Speak!
I shall hear Cassius to compare the reasons when severely we hear them rendered.
The noble Brutus is ascended. Silence!
Silence!
Be patient till the last. Romans, countrymen, and lovers, hear me for my cause, and be silent that you may hear. Believe me for mine honor, and have respect to mine honor, that you may believe. Censor me in your wisdom, and awake your senses that you may the better judge. If there be any in this assembly, any dear friend of Caesar's, to him I say that Brutus's love to Caesar was no less than his. If then that friend demand why Brutus rose against Caesar, this is my answer. Not that I love Caesar less, but that I loved Rome more. Had you rather Caesar were living and die all slaves, than that Caesar were dead to live all free men? Caesar loved me. I weep for him. As he was fortunate, I rejoice in it. As he was valiant, I honor him. But as he was ambitious, I slew him. There is tears for his love, joy for his fortune, honor for his valor, and death for his ambition. Who is here so base that will be a bondman? If any speak, for him have I offended. Who is here so rude that would not be a Roman? If any speak, for him have I offended. Who is here so vile that would not love his country? If any speak, for him have I offended. I pause for a reply.
None!
None have I offended. I have done no more to Caesar than you shall do to Brutus. The question of his death is enrolled in the Capitol. His glories not extenuated, wherein he was worthy, nor his offenses enforced, for which he suffered death. Here comes his body, mourned by Mark Antony, who, though he had no hand in his death, shall receive the benefit of his dying, a place in the commonwealth, as which of you shall not? With this I depart, that as I slew my best lover for the good of Rome, I have the same dagger for myself, when it shall please my country to need my death.
Live, Brutus! Live!
Bring him with triumph home into his house.
Give him a statue with his ancestors.
Let him be Caesar.
Caesar's better part shall be crowned in Brutus.
We'll bring him to his house with shouts and clamors.
My countrymen!
Peace, silence, Brutus speaks.
Peace ho.
Good countrymen, let me depart alone, and for my sake stay here with Antony. Do grace to Caesar's corpse, and grace his speech, tending to Caesar's glories, which Mark Antony, by our permission, is allowed to make. I do entreat you, let a man depart, save I alone, till Antony has spoke.
Stay ho and let us hear Mark Antony.
For Brutus' sake, I am beholding to you.
What does he say of Brutus?
He says for Brutus' sake, he finds himself beholding to us all.
For best he spoke no harm of Brutus here.
This Caesar was a tyrant.
Nay, that's certain. We're blessed to be rid of him.
Peace, let us hear what Antony can say.
You gentle Romans,
Peace, ho, let us hear him.
friends, Romans, countrymen, lend me your ears. I come to bury Caesar, not to praise him. The evil that men do lives after them. The good is often interred with their bones. So let it be with Caesar. The noble Brutus hath told you Caesar was ambitious. If it were so, it was a grievous fault, and grievously hath Caesar answered it. Here, under leave of Brutus and the rest. For Brutus is an honorable man. So are they all honorable men. Come I to speak in Caesar's funeral. He was my friend, faithful and just to me. But Brutus says he was ambitious, and Brutus is an honorable man. He hath brought many captives home to Rome, whose ransoms did the general coffers fill. Did this in Caesar seem ambitious? When that the poor have cried, Caesar hath wept. Ambition should be made of sterner stuff. Yet Brutus says he was ambitious, and Brutus is an honorable man. You all did see that on the Lupercal I thrice presented him a kingly crown, which he did thrice refuse. Was this ambition? Yet Brutus says he was ambitious. In short, he is an honorable man. I speak not to disprove what Brutus spoke, but here I am to speak what I do know. You all did love him once, not without cause. What cause withholds you then to mourn for him? Oh, judgment, thou art fled to brutish beasts. Men have lost their reason. Bear with me. My heart is in the coffin there with Caesar, and I must pause till it come back to me.
Methinks there is much reason in his sayings.
Thou consider rightly of the matter. Caesar has had great wrong.
As he masters, I fear worse will come in his place.
Marking ye his words, he would not take the crown. Therefore, 'tis certain he was not ambitious.
If it be found so, some would dear abide it.
Poor soul, his eyes are red as fire with weeping.
There's not a nobler man in Rome than Antony.
Now mark him, he begins again to speak.
But yesterday, The word of Caesar might have stood against the world. Now lies he there, none so poor to do him reverence. Oh, masters, if I were disposed to stir your hearts to mutiny and rage, I would do Brutus wrong, and Cassius wrong, who you all know are honorable men. I will not do them wrong. I rather choose to wrong the dead, to wrong myself and you, than I will wrong such honorable men. But here's a parchment with the seal of Caesar. I found it in his closet. 'Tis his will! Let but the commons hear this testament, which, pardon me, do not mean to read, and they would go and kiss dead Caesar's wounds, and dip their napkins in his sacred blood, yea, beg a hair of him for memory, and dying, mention it within their wills, bequeathing it as a rich legacy unto their issue.
Read the will. We'll hear it, Mark Antony. We will hear Caesar's will.
The will.
The will.
Hear me,
Will.
good friends. I must not read it. It is not meet. You know how Caesar loved you. You are not wood. You are not stones, but men. And being men, bearing the will of Caesar, it will inflame you. It will make you mad. 'Tis good you know not that you are his heirs. For if you should, oh, what would come of it?
Read us the will. We'll hear it, Mark Antony. You shall read us the will. Caesar's will.
Let us hear the will.
The will. Read the
Will you
will.
be patient? Will you stay a while? I have overshot myself to tell you of it. I fear I wrong the honorable men whose daggers have stabbed Caesar. I do fear it.
They were traitors.
They weren't honorable men. They were villains, murderers. The will. Read the will.
You will compel me then to read the will?
Read the will.
Read the will.
And make a ring about the corpse of Caesar. Let me show you him that made the will. Shall I descend? Will you give me leave?
Come down. Descend.
You shall have leave.
A ring. Stand round.
Room for Antony, most noble Antony.
Nay, press not so upon me. Stand far off.
Stand back.
You have tears. Prepare to shed them now. You all do know this mantle. Look. In this place ran Cassius' dagger through. See what a rent the envious Casca made. Through this, the well-beloved Brutus stabbed, and as he plucked his cursed steel away, mark how the blood of Caesar followed it, as rushing out of doors, to be resolved if Brutus so unkindly knocked or no. For Brutus, as you know, is Caesar's angel. Judge, oh you gods, how dearly Caesar loved him. This was the most unkindest cut of all. For when the noble Caesar saw him stabbed, gratitude, more strong than traitor's arms, quite vanquished him, then burst his mighty heart, and in his mantle, muffling up his face, even at the base of Pompey's statue, which all the while ran blood, great Caesar fell. Oh, what a foe is there, my countrymen! Then I, and you, and all of us fell down, whilst bloody treason flourished over us. Oh, now you weep, and I perceive, you feel the dint of pity. These are gracious drops. Kind souls, what weep you when you behold our Caesar's vesture wounded? Look you here. Here is himself marred, as you see, with traitors.
A piteous spectacle.
Oh, noble Caesar.
A woeful day.
Traitors, villains. Oh, most bloody sight.
We will be revenged!
Countrymen!
Peace there. Hear the noble Antony. We'll hear him.
We'll follow him.
We'll die with him.
Good friends, Sweet friends, let me not stir you up to such a sudden flood of mutiny. They that have done these deeds are honorable. What private griefs they have, alas, I know not that made them do it. They are wise and honorable, and will no doubt with reasons answer you. Come not, friends, to steal away your hearts. I am no orator, as Brutus is. But, as you know me all, a plain, blunt man that love my friend, that they know full well that gave me public leave to speak of him. For I have neither wit, nor words, nor worth. Action, nor utterance, nor the power of speech to stir men's blood. I only speak right on. I tell you that which you yourselves do know. Show you sweet Caesar's wounds, poor dumb mouths, and bid them speak for me. But were I Brutus, and Brutus Antony, there were an Antony would ruffle up your spirits and put a tongue in every wound of Caesar that should move the stones of Rome to rise and mutiny.
Well, mutiny! Well, burn the house of Brutus!
Away, come, seeking conspirators!
Yet hear me, countrymen, yet hear me speak.
Peace, ho!
Here, Antony, most noble Antony.
Why, friends, you go to do you know not what. Wherein hath Caesar thus deserved your loves? Alas, you know not. Let me show you. You have forgot what I told you of.
The will?
The will!
The will!
Here is the will. And under Caesar's seal, to every Roman citizen he gives, to every several man, 75 drachmas!
Oh, Caesar! Our revenge is death!
O royal Caesar!
Hear me with patience.
Peace, ho!
Moreover, he hath left you all his walks, his private arbors and new planted orchards on this side Tiber. He hath left them you to your heirs forever. Common pleasures, to walk abroad, to recreate yourselves. Here was a Caesar. When comes such another?
Never!
Never!
Never! Come, away, away!
We'll burn his body in the holy place, and with the brands fire the traitors' houses.
Take up the body! Go fetch fire!
Work down benches!
Lock down windows for everything!
Now, let it work. Mischief, thou art afoot. Take thou what course thou wilt. These many, then, shall die. Their names are pricked.
Your brother too must die. Consent you, Lepidus?
I do consent.
Prick him down, Antony.
Upon condition, Publius shall not live, who is your sister's son, Mark Antony.
He shall not live. Look at the spot. I damn him. But, Lepidus, go you to Caesar's house. Fetch the will hither, and we shall determine how to cut off some charge and legacies.
What, shall I find you here?
Here, or at the Capitol.
This is a slight, unmeritable man, meant to be sent on errands. Is it fit, the threefold world divided, he should stand one of three to share it?
So you thought him, and took his voice who should be pricked to die, in our black sentence and prescription. He's a tried and valiant soldier.
Octavius, I have seen more days than you. And though we lay these honors on this man to ease ourselves of divers slanderous loads, he shall but bear them as the ass bears gold. To groan and sweat under the business, either led or driven, as we point the way, having brought our treasures where we will, then take we down his load and turn him off, like to the empty ass, to shake his ears and graze in commons.
You may do your will. He's a tried and valiant soldier.
So is my horse, Octavius, and for that I do appoint him store of provender. It is a creature that I teach to fight, to win, to stop, to run directly on. His corporal motion governed by my spirit. And in some tastes, as lepidus but so, he must be taught and trained and bid go forth. A barren-spirited fellow, one that feeds on abjects, orts and imitations, which, out of use and stale by other men, begin his fashion. Do not talk of him, but as a property. And now, Octavius, listen great things. Brutus and Cassius are levying powers. We must straight make head. Therefore, let our alliance be combined. Our best friends made, our means stretched. Let us presently go sit in council, how covert matters may be best disclosed and open peril's surest answer.
Let us do so. We are at the stake and bait about with many enemies. Some that smile have in their hearts, I fear, millions of mischiefs.
What now, Decius? Is Cassius near?
He's at hand, and sin has come to do you salutation from his master.
He greets me well. If he be at hand, I shall be satisfied.
I do not doubt that my noble master will come, such as he is, full of regard and honor.
He is not doubted. A word, good Decius. How he received you, let me be resolved.
Courtesy and with respect enough, but not with such familiar instances, nor with such free and friendly confidence as he hath used of old.
Thou hast described a hot friend cooling. Ever note, Decius, when love begins to sicken and decay, use it in enforced ceremony. There are no tricks in plain simple faith. Hark, he's arrived. March gently on to meet him.
Stand ho.
Stand ho.
Most noble brother, you have done me wrong.
Judge me, you gods. Wrong I mine enemies, and, if not so, how should I wrong a brother?
I like not the simple form of yours. It hides wrongs. And when you do that...
Cassius, be content. Speak your grief softly. I do know you well.
You have done me wrong lies in this. You have condemned and noted Lucius Pella for taking bribes here of the Sardinians, wherein my leaders praying on his side because I knew the man was sided off.
You wronged yourself to write in such a case. Let me tell you, Cassius, you yourself are much condemned to have an itching palm to sell in martial officers for gold to undeservers.
Ah, an itching palm. No, it is you that says this, Brutus. Or else, by the gods, this speech, or else your last.
The name of Cassius honors this corruption, and chastisement doth therefore hide his head.
Chastisement?
Remember March? The Ides of March, remember? Did not great Julius bleed for justice's sake? What villain touched his body that did stab and not for justice? What? Shall one of us that struck the foremost man of all this world but for supporting robbers? Shall we now contaminate our fingers with base bribes and sell the mighty space of our large honors for such trash as may be grasped thus? I had rather be a dog
and bathe the moon than such a Roman. Brutus, bait not me. I'll not endure it. You forget yourself to head me in. I am a soldier. I, older in practice, more abler than yourself to make conditions.
Go to. You are not.
I am.
I say you are not.
Urge me no more. I shall forget myself. Have mind upon your health, Brutus. Tip me no further.
Away, slight man.
It's possible.
Must I give way and room to your rash choler? Shall I be frightened when a madman stares?
Oh, ye gods, must I endure all this?
All this? I more fret till your proud heart breaks. Go show your slaves how choleric you are. I'll use you for my mirth, yea, for my laughter, when you are waspish.
It's come to this.
You say you're a better soldier. Let it appear so. Make your vaunting true, and it shall please me well. For mine own part, I shall be glad to learn of noble men.
You wrong me. In every way, you wrong me. Brutus, I said I was your elder soldier, not a better one. Did I say that?
If you did, I care not.
When Caesar hath lived, he durst not thus have tempted me.
Peace, peace, you durst not so have tempted him.
I durst not.
For your life you durst not.
Think not too much upon my love, Brutus, but I may do that which I am sorry for.
You have done that you should be sorry for. There is no terror, Cassius, in your threats, for I am armed so strong in honesty that they pass by me as the idle wind, which I respect not. I did send to you for certain sums of gold, which you denied me, for I can raise no money by vile means. By heaven, I had rather coin my heart and drop my blood for drachmas than to wring from the hard hands of the peasants their vile trash by any indirection. I did send to you for gold to pay my legions, which you denied me. Was that done like Cassius?
I denied thee not.
You did.
I did not. He were but a fool that brought my answer back. Brutus hath bribed me. A friend should bear his friend's infirmities, but Brutus makes mine greater than their own.
I do not, till you practice them on me.
You love me not.
I do not like your faults.
A loving eye can never see such faults.
Oh, flatterers would not, though they do appear as huge as high Olympus.
Come, Antony. Come, young Octavius, come. Revenge yourselves alone on Cassius, for Cassius is aweary of the world. Hated by the one he loves, braved by his brother. Checked like a bondsman, every fault observed. Set in a notebook, learned and conned by rote to set into my teeth. Oh, I could weep mine spirit from mine eyes. Here is my dagger, and here my barren chest, within a heart. Pure than Plutus is mine, richer than gold. If thou beest a Roman, take it forth. I, that denied thee gold, will give to thee my heart. Strike me, as thou didst Caesar. For I know that when thou didst hate Caesar most, thou lovest him more than ever thou lovest Cassius.
Sheathe your dagger. Be angry when you will, it shall have scope. Do what you will, dishonor shall be human. Oh, Cassius, you are yoked with a land that carries anger as the flint bears fire, who, much in force, shows a hasty spark and straight is cold again.
Cassius lived to be but laughter and mirth to Brutus when guilt and blood ill-tempered vexeth him.
And I spoke that I was ill-tempered too.
Do you confess so much? Give me your hand.
And my heart too.
How now? What's the matter? I did not think you could have been so angry.
Cassius, I am sick of many griefs.
Your philosophy you make no use. You give place to accidental evils.
No man bears sorrow better. Portia is dead.
Portia?
She is dead.
escape thy killing when I crossed you so. O insubordinate, touching loss, by what cause?
Impatient of my absence and grief that young Octavius and Mark Antony have made themselves so strong, for with her death that tidings came. With this she fell, distract and her attendants absent, swallowed fire.
And died so?
Even so.
Oh, ye immortal gods!
Speak no more of her. Give me a bowl of wine. In this I bury all unkindness, Cassius.
My heart is thirsty for that noble pledge. Fill, Lucius, to the wine or swell the cup. I cannot drink too much of Brutus's love.
Come in. Sit down. Decius. Good Trebonius. Now, sit we close about this taper, and call in question our necessities.
Push art thou gone?
No more, I pray you. Sinner, I have here received letters that young Octavius and Mark Antony come down upon us with a mighty power, bending their expedition toward Philippi.
Myself have letters of the selfsame tenor.
With what addition?
That by bills and prescriptions of outlawry, Antony, Octavius, and Lepidus have ordered the death of 100 senators.
Well, to our work alive. What do you think of marching Philippi presently?
I do not think it good.
Your reason?
Is this. I think it better that we let the enemy seek us. Therein wasting his means, wearying the soldiers and doing himself offenses, wherein we, lying still, will be full of rest, defense, and nimbleness.
Good reason must, of course, be placed to better. The enemy, marching along by them, shall make a fuller number up. From which advantage shall we cut him off if, at Philippi, we do face him there, these people at our back?
Hear me, good brother.
By your pardon, you must note beside that we have tried the utmost of our friends. Our legions are brimful, and our cause is right. The enemy increaseth every day. We, at the height, are ready to decline. There is a tide in the affairs of men, which, taken at the flood, leads on to fortune. Omitted, all their voyages of their life is bound in shallows and in miseries.
And with your will, go on. We'll along ourselves to Philippi and meet them there.
The deep of night has crept upon our talk, and nature must obey necessity, which we will possess with a little rest. There is no more to say?
No more. We'll rise early tomorrow, and hence. This was an ill beginning to the night. Let never such division come between ourselves. Let it not, Brutus.
Everything is well.
Good night, my lord.
Good night, good brother.
Good night, Lord.
Farewell, everyone.
Good night, Lord.
There's thy poor knave. I blame thee not. Thou art overwatched. Canst thou hold up thy heavy eyes a while and touch thy instrument a strain or two?
Ah, my lord, and please you.
It does, young sir. I trouble thee too much.
It is my duty, sir.
I should not urge thy duty past thy might. I know young bloods look for a time of rest.
I've slept, my lord, already.
It was well done, and thou shalt sleep again. I will not hold thee long. If I do live, I will be good to thee. This is a sleepy tune. Gentle knave, good night. I will not do thee so much wrong to keep thee. Thou dost not, thou breakest thy instrument. Good boy, good night. Who comes here? I think it is the weakness of mine eyes that shapes this monstrous apparition. It comes upon me. Oh, art thou anything? Art thou some god, some angel, or some devil that makest my blood cold and my hair to stand? Speak to me, what art thou?
Thy evil spirit, Brutus.
Why comest thou?
To tell thee thou shalt see me at Philippi.
Why then, I shall see thee again?
Aye, at Philippi.
Well, I will see thee at Philippi. Philippi then. I have taken heart thou vanishest. O spirit, I would hold more talk with thee.
Not come down, but keep the hills and upper regions. Proves not so. Their battles are at hand. They mean to warn us at Philippi here, answering before we do demand of them.
Tut, I am in their bosoms, and I know wherefore they do it. They could be content to visit other places and come down with fearful bravery, thinking by this face to fasten in our thoughts that they have courage. But 'tis not so.
Prepare your generals. The enemy comes on in gallant show. Their bloody sign of battle is hung out. It's something to be done immediately.
Octavius, lead your battle softly on, upon the left hand of the even field.
Upon the right hand I, keep thou the left.
Why do you cross me in this exigent?
I do not cross you, but I will do so.
They stand apart.
Mark Antony, shall we give sign of battle?
No. Caesar, we will answer on their charge. Make forth. The generals would have some words.
Stir not until a signal.
Words before blows, and so, good countrymen.
Not that we love words better, as you do.
Good words are better than bad strokes, Octavius.
Even in your bad strokes, Brutus, you give good words. Witness the hole you made in Caesar's heart, crying, long live, hail Caesar.
The posh of your blows are yet unknown, Antony. But if your words they rob the highways and leave them honeyless.
Not stingless too.
Oh yes, and soundless too. For you have stolen their buzzing, Antony, and wisely threat before you sting.
Villains, you did not so when your vile daggers so hacked one another in the sides of Caesar. You showed your teeth like apes, fawned like hounds, bowed like bondmen, kissing Caesar's feet, whilst damned Casca like a cur from behind, struck Caesar on the neck. Oh, you flatterers.
Flatterers! Brutus, thank yourself. His tongue hath not offended so today if Cassius might have ruled.
Come, the cause. If arguing makes us sweat, the proof of it will turn to redder drops. Look. I draw a sword against conspirators. When think you that the sword goes up again? Never. Till Caesar's 23 wounds be well avenged. Or till another Caesar have added slaughter to the sword of traitors.
Caesar, thou canst not die by traitors' hands unless thou bringest them with thee.
So I hope. I was not born to die in Brutus' sword.
Oh, if thou wert the noblest of thy strain, young man, thou couldst not die more honorable.
Peevish schoolboy, worthless of such honor, joined by a massacre and a rebel.
Old Cassius still.
Come, Antony, away. Defiance, traitors, hurl we in your teeth. If you dare fight today, come to the field. If not, when you have stomachs.
On now. Low wind. Swell billow and swim bark. The storm is up, and all is on the hazard.
Ho, Ligarius. Hark a word with you.
My lord, what says my general?
Decius, coming from Sardis on our former ensign, 2 mighty eagles fell. And there they lay perched, gorging and feeding from our soldiers' hands. And in their steeds did crows, ravens, and kites fly o'er our heads and look downward on us, as if we were sickly prey. Their shadows make a deadly canopy, under which our army lies ready to go with the ghost.
Believe not so.
I but believe it partly, for I am fresh of spirit, and resolved to meet all perils very constantly. Now, Brutus, the gods today stand firmly that we may, lovers in peace, lead on our days to age. But, since the affairs of me rest still uncertain, let's reason with the worst that may befall. If we do lose this battle, then are you determined? Then is this the last time we shall speak together? What are you determined to do? Are you contented to be led about the streets of Rome in triumph?
No, Cassius, no. Think not, thou noble Roman, that ever Brutus will go bound to Rome. Bear so good a mind. But this same day must end that work, the Ides of March begun. And whether we shall meet again, I know not. Therefore, our everlasting farewell take, forever and forever. Farewell, Cassius. If we do meet again, why, we shall smile. If not, why then this parting was well made.
Farewell, farewell, Brutus. If we do meet again, we shall smile indeed. If not, 'tis true. This was parting, well made.
Why then, lead on. Oh, that a man might know the end of this day's business ere it come. But it sufficeth that the day will end, and then the end is known. Come home, away!
Too early, who, having some advantage on Octavius, took it too eagerly. His soldiers fell to spoil. Whilst we by Antony are all enclosed.
Fly far off, noble Cassius, fly far off. Mark Antony is in your tents, my lord. Fly therefore, noble Cassius, fly far off.
Still is far enough. Look you, Trebonius. Are those my tents where I perceive fire?
They are, my lord.
Ligarius, if thou lovest me, mount thou my horse, and hide thy spurs on him, till they have brought thee up to yonder troops, and hear again that I may rest assured whether yon troops are friend or enemy.
I will be here again, even with the thought.
Endorse, go up that hill, my sight forever thick. Regard, Ligarius, tell me what thou noticed about the field. Stay, I breathed first. My time has come round. And where I did begin, now shall I end. My life has run its compass. Sorrel, what news?
Oh, my lord.
What news?
The garrison foes round about the horsemen and make to him on spur. Yet he's first on it. Now they are almost on him. He is taken. They shout for joy.
Come down from there. Behold no more. Oh, coward that I am to see mine friends taken before my face. Come now. In posterity we fight as equals. And there I swore thee by saving thy life. And whatsoever I bid thee do, thou shouldst attempt it. Come now, keep thine oath. With this good blade that ran through Caesar's bowels, search this bosom. Stand not to answer. Here, take thou the hilts. And when my face is covered as 'tis now, guide thou the blade. Caesar, thou art revenged, even with the blade that killed thee.
So, I am free. Yet would not so have been durst I had done my will. O Cassius, far from this country Medora shall run, where never Roman shall take note of her.
Julius Caesar, thou art mighty yet. Thy spirit walks abroad, turns our swords in our own proper entrance. Friends, I owe more tears to this dead man than you shall see me pay. I shall find time, Cassius. I shall find time.
Fly, my lord, there's no tearing here.
The ghost of Caesar does appear to me. Here in Philippi fields, I know my hour has come. The enemy has beat us to the pit. I shall have glory by this losing day, more than Octavius and Mark Antony by this vile conquest shall attain unto.
My lord.
I prithee, Lucius, stay thou by thy lord. Thou art a fellow of a good respect. Thy life hath had some smatch of honor in it. Hold then my blade, and turn away thy face, while I do one upon it. Wilt thou, Lucius?
Give me your hand first. Very well, my lord.
Farewell, Lucius. Caesar, now be still. I killed not thee with half so good a will.
What man is that?
My master, Marcus Brutus. The conquerors can but make a fire of him, for Brutus who overcame himself, and no man else hath honored by his death, by any mark of favor.
This was the noblest Roman of them all. All the conspirators, save only he, did that they did in envy of great Caesar. He only, in a general, honest thought, common good to all, made one of them. His life was gentle, and all the elements so mixed in him that nature might stand up and say to all the world, this was a man.
According to his virtue, let us use him with all respect and rites of burial. Within my tent tonight his bones shall lie, most like a soldier, ordered honorably. So call the field to rest, and let's away, to part the glories of this happy day.